Facebook friends. I think this is the first time I've done a Facebook. Gosh, my eyebrows. Okay, this is what happens when you do your eyebrows with your glasses off. This is the first time I think I've actually done a Facebook Live on my personal profile. I have done some under my blog Facebook page called Lisa Alamode, and I may actually upload this over there too, or do a Facebook Live there, because I already did kind of I Snapchatted this. So here I am, I'm like in the car. I should have been home like 45 minutes ago. You guys know I am a beauty and fashion, I'm a blogger, so I do regular photo shoots with my photographer, Jess Marie. She's here, guys. Yo, if you're in the Boston area and you need a photographer, you need to hire my girl, Jessica Marie. So here's the story. So and those of you that know me personally, I was born and raised, not born, actually I was born in Boston, but raised, I moved to Milton when I was 7, and it is there's East Milton and there's West Milton. West Milton is the black section of the town. That's where, there are black and white people there, but that's where predominantly all the people of color live, is on the west side. And the east side is like 99.9% white, right? There may be like 1 or 2 black people over there, but everyone kind of goes to the east side because the east side is where there's like a Starbucks, there's like a little towny area. You can I didn't want to go all the way into Boston to take pictures this time. I wanted to pick like a cute little neighborhood. And listen, this is my hometown, so I'm comfortable, right? Or so I thought. So we do a shoot. We're shooting like in the street. We're shooting just in the street. My photographer wanted to get some shots like with the actual the street lines. What the hell are those called? Those orange lines that are in the street. So we wanted to get one of those shots. So what we did is we actually, we took a couple of shots on a side street, not like a major street. We did do a major street, but that was during the time when it was at a traffic light, so the cars were stopped. Then we did some on a side street, but we would just, when the cars would be coming, we would stop and let them go. This was maybe 5 minutes of time, okay? So we're on our way to our last location in the same vicinity, like East Milton Square, really small little area. And we're rounding the corner, and a police officer comes up to us, and he's like, hey, and he's asking us all these questions, like, who are you? What are you doing here? Why are you here? He's like, let me ask you a question. It's all this. He's like, hey, and it's all very fake. Like, he's smiling a lot. Hey, can I, he's very affected, okay? Very affected. Can I ask you a question? So, what's this for? Just very, very smiling, very interested. And he says, hey, we got a call that somebody was saying you guys were taking pictures on the street. And I'm like, yeah, But the thing is, and this is kind of where it ends. It's not like there was this big dramatic moment. But I'll just say how I felt and kind of what it awoke in me, right? So, he's asking us all these questions. My photographer's answering. I'm answering him very, okay, yes, officer, shit, your heart is fucking racing. Do you understand the immediate fear that comes upon you when there is a white police officer? And I didn't even know that I'm always scared. I think everyone's kind of nervous around cops, regardless of race. I think everyone's a little bit nervous when a cop comes up to you and is asking you fucking questions. But dude, we're taking pictures. I'm in this cute little outfit. You guys should see this. You're going to love this look, by the way. Very cute, very nice. It's me and my photographer, 2 very slight women, okay? We're definitely not threatening looking. But I would say this. So after we tell him who we are, what we're doing, he tells us, listen, you're not supposed, he's like, oh, you're fine. Look, the look in his, he's telling us we're fine, but we're not fine. You get what I'm saying? You can tell that the look on his face, the words coming out of his mouth aren't matching kind of what he's feeling in the moment. So I'm immediately scared. Hey, Matt. Hi. So I'm immediately nervous. So I'm telling him who we are. I'm telling him what it's about. He said, can I just have some, asking us all these questions about who we are. And he tells us that he got a call. He got a complaint that we were taking pictures in the street and that it wasn't okay. And that technically it's not fine to do that. So we left. We're like, okay, officer. And we just got in the car and we left. And as I'm walking towards the car, I start crying. Like, immediately I start crying. And I couldn't really process why I was crying and why I was upset 100%. And then it dawns on me, and I was like, the reason I was crying, the reason I got upset is because that could have fucking gone left at any moment. Who is to say that he would not have perceived me as a threat? And I have a child at home. I have a family. I'm a law-abiding, tax-abiding citizen. This is my hometown. Like, went to elementary school, middle school, high school, all of that in this town. And I'm like, are you gotta be fucking kidding me? Because if it was like he just had to come over and take a report, if that were the case, it would have been like, listen, people are fucking complaining, you guys. Don't worry, you're fine. I'm just letting you know. Just hurry up and take your pictures. Oh no, he kept walking with us, following, asking. He's like, oh, because my wife is into like, bullshit. And I walked away from that feeling immediately as though here's what it is. Here's how easy this could happen. Really, like, innocuous, like, normal interactions could turn into something incredibly violent. So if indeed somebody did call the cops, it's like, can y'all fucking not call the cops on some dumb shit when you understand the racial climate and you understand how people are being murdered? And, you know, it could at any moment become something that it shouldn't be. And I cried because I felt like, God, if I had questioned him, if I had said, hey, well, you know, what's your name, officer? What's your badge number? Any of that. And my photographer actually, Jess, was like, oh, I should have asked him that. And I was like, no, you do that on your own time, because I'm not going to ask these people any questions. I'm not going to do anything but hand over whatever information you need, whatever, my social security, whatever will keep me alive, so this interaction is as brief as possible and I can go home. And I realized that I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, not from this interaction, but because of the very real reaction, the very visceral reaction I had to having had this interaction with this officer. Because all I'm thinking about is when we all saw what's his name get murdered here on Facebook Live, like, all I'm thinking, those, like, I have not forgotten that. Do you get what I'm saying? All I'm thinking about was Terrence Critcher, hands up, shot to death. Oh, I didn't hear him. Oh, you know, I was temporary. Like, what if this guy was temporarily deaf and he heard me say something I didn't say and proceeded to tase me, shoot me, kill me, whatever in that moment? And so for me, it just made it, I feel at war. First of all, I feel unwelcome, okay? Because that was a clear sign, get the fuck out of this town. You're not welcome here, okay? Get you and your photographer, get your black ass, she's not black, but, you know, get your black ass up out of here. You're unwelcome. He could have, exactly, the camera, he said he could have very well, Rachel, right? He could have very well been like, hey, the camera was a, you know, a gun. Who knows? These situations go crazy in a second. And my nerves are shot to hell. I feel really upset. I feel like, fuck, I'm at war. What can I do? I can't leave my house. I don't leave my house, to be quite honest. I really, you know, we don't, you know, go around and about, because the world is fucking scary. People are walking into stuff, shooting things, you know, movie theaters, wherever, restaurants, wherever. And police officers, you know, and I think there may be some police officers who might be Facebook friends with me, or you, and I'm using the term police officer because obviously we know, it goes without saying that there are decent cops out there, and frankly, if I were ever in trouble, they'd be the first people I'd call, and I'll admit that. But I don't want to interact with them on a day-to-day basis. I want nothing to do with them. When I see a police officer who happens to be white, I look the other way. I feel very uncomfortable. I'm nervous because I don't know how you see me. I don't know how you perceive me. And it doesn't matter that, you know, I am, you know, whoever I am, a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen who's never had a moment's trouble in her life with the law. It doesn't matter, because these people don't care, and they'll dig up some shit. Who knows what they'll find about me, and God knows when they're telling their story about how I was you know, whatever. So that's what happened to me today, and I won't be going back. And I honestly feel like, where can I go? You know, this is, you know, my blackness is so, like, I go out in the world and you know, when people say don't see race, like, I don't wake up and I don't try to wake up and think I'm going to go take pictures today and I'm a black girl and people are going to see me and that's going to give them fear or worry about me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be that person who gets emotional on Facebook. I promise to God. But But when you're like, you're just living. You're just doing the most basic, harmless shit. And people are afraid of you. People are concerned about you. They view you as a threat. And so much so that they would release upon you a gun-toting man to come check you for breathing and walking down the street and taking pictures. Like you whomever called this officer, if we believe somebody called the officer, you whomever called the officer felt that I was committing such an affront upon your little town that you would want to release upon me an armed individual to get me in line. My uppity Negro self had no business in East Milton Square just taking pictures, because slavery was 200 years ago. Slavery was racism is gone. Y'all gotta get over it. It could have been anybody. You shouldn't have been taking pictures in the street. Well, it wasn't anybody. It was my black ass, and I didn't like it. It made me uncomfortable. I'm glad I can go home right now to my child and my husband and my family, and I'm gonna keep my black ass there, and I'm gonna take pictures in private corners where no one can see me. And that's going to be kind of where I live, because this ain't cool. And we're at war. And it's fucking scary as hell to live right now in these times in 2016 when slavery was 200 years ago. And I can't take pictures on the street where I pay taxes. Yeah. So that's it. That's what happened to me, guys. Yep. I'm pretty upset. My nerves are shot to hell. What time is it? Is it time for wine? I don't know. I don't care what time it is. I'm gonna put that kid for a nap and have a glass. But yeah, that's what happened, you guys. You can keep leaving comments and stuff. I'm gonna be around. This is fucked up. I'm gonna have to think of some way to do a blog post about it, because my pen is my weapon. Got that trusty old MFA I'm still paying for, and I write about stuff. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna write about this in some way. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see y'all soon. Thanks so much for tuning in to my Facebook Live. I'll see y'all soon. Bye. And I'm glad I'm alive, right? I made it out. Cop didn't kill me, didn't tase me. Yeah. Yeah.